Hey, Jordan O'Connor here, and in this video, I'm just going to do an overview of what I've done in the past, what we're focused on right now, and what's the purpose of this YouTube channel. Okay, I feel like it's important because I'm going to be posting a lot of older content. I've never been a content guy. I've never been a fan of, social media, posting a bunch of stuff on social media. However, I have collected a lot of different content from different masterminds, different courses, and just a lot of content over the last few years from what I've done in the past. So I think it's important to give people context as I'm posting different videos on e-commerce or agency or different fitness stuff. I think it's important to share what I've done in the past, right? There will become a point in time where I potentially will go all in on content, do podcasts, post a lot of content, but right now I'm not. But I just want to kind of go back, give you an overview. So I started off in e-commerce way back when, back in like 2016, I started my first brand. It was a clothing brand in Ireland. It was called Lush. So I actually went and took out like 20K of a loan to go and buy stock, right? Way back when, I didn't know that drop shipping was a thing. I didn't have a clue. I just knew that I didn't want to work a job anymore and I want to make some money online, right? So basically, started a brand in the clothing space and mainly sold product through influencer marketing, ran some ads, and actually pushed quite heavy on email, to be fair. So this was like 8 years ago now, absolutely crazy. So ran that for a while. It made some money, but to be totally honest, we generated a bunch of sales, but like we were never profitable because I was like taking out more loans to pay for like photo shoots with like Love Island influencers and all that sort of stuff. So we never like made a bunch of money or scaled that. And then basically we sold or then partnered with another clothing brand then, which we then ran into crazy problems with manufacturing, logistics, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so during that period then I was like, there's opportunity then to pivot to more drop shipping. So then we pivoted then to drop shipping where I was just focused on selling anything possible, like anything online, right? And there was a kind of a pivotal moment. I was in Miami at Grant Cardone's 10X event. And funny enough, I actually met Luke Belmar there. We went for lunch with Luke Belmar. And back then, like Luke wasn't Luke Belmar, right? I think he had a couple of Ecom stores, was like, maybe making 100K a month, even less. Like he hadn't made millions online. He didn't even have a personal brand. So I got to know Luke, who really helped me out with dropshipping. So me and one of my partners, we basically ran up a couple of stores. Like we got some stores to do pretty good, but as always we ran into the issues with dropshipping, right? Payment processing, ad accounts getting shut down, PayPal, poor product, like poor delivery and poor product. So we kind of dealt with everything. And then there came a point of time where like we had just like gone through this process so many times, and then we seen this like opportunity for influencer marketing where we were like, there's so many of these influencers, like social media influencers, that like have such an engaged audience, but they don't have their own products, right? Because when we would like have a store, we'd also reach out and do like influencer marketing. So it all depends on what era of like dropshipping or ecom you are, but there was a point in time where like influencer marketing was the best way to make money, right? And we also done a store. I got the domain Liverpool FC .store or something like that, or Liverpool FC store or liverpoolstore.com or something like that. And when Liverpool won the Premier League for the first time in like 20 years, we had a print on demand store ready to go, ads approved, ads live, and then we had like a bunch of fan pages that we reached out to, and this absolutely crushed it. We absolutely printed for like 6 hours, and then we got a DMCA from the Liverpool site, right? And we took everything down. We also built like a Gary V merch store. So I've done a bunch of different things in the e-commerce space, but like I said, we've seen this opportunity with influencers where it's like, this is probably back in 2020, I would say, where influencers were doing a lot of sponsor posts, but none of them really owned their own products. So I was like, damn, there's this opportunity here. And I remember seeing this one girl on Snapchat. She was from Europe and she was selling her own merch, and she was just like selling so many products. I was like, I've got to do something here. So myself and who was my business partner at the time, we then started Ecom and Chill, where we built brands for influencers, and we basically helped them take 100% ownership in the products that they sell and promote, where they don't have to sell like terrible products and just get paid. They can actually have ownership and make a bunch of money, right? And this was just modeling a bunch of different people, but it's normal now. But back then, 5 years ago, like there wasn't many influencers that had brands. Like now you see a lot of them. You see the Kardashians, obviously, like Conor McGregor done this. Mr. Beast has now done this. Logan Paul. There's Max Tuning, who he recently sold sour strips and just absolutely crushed it. There's a couple of influencers, and there's a lot of like makeup brands. So there's just a lot of different people right now that you can be like, oh yeah, that's obvious. But back then, like even just 5 years ago, there wasn't many influencers doing that. So we helped a bunch of influencers launch their own brands, right? And we done that for a couple of years. But the problem with that was like we had dozens of different brands, and we were working with some people that weren't fully committed, that would go through the process. So basically how it worked is you would pay us up front. We would do everything for you. We would custom do the product, as in we weren't really white labeling stuff. We were custom building the product with tech packs, with everything, right? So we would basically do product research, and we had like different formulas where like you would sell the product based on your audience. Some people couldn't actually launch products because they were like females that had like a 99% male audience, so it wasn't really relevant, so they had to try and pivot and sell something else. But we were super strict on who we took on. So we done that. We done, like I said, the product design, product manufacturing, we done all the fulfillment, we had partners there. And then we done the launch, done the marketing, done the ads, just done absolutely everything, right? Done the only thing we didn't do was like customer support. You could outsource that to us. Then what we realized is like with these influencer brands, the thing that was making the most money was just email marketing. So I'm like, instead of doing all of these services, we had like an absolute fat payroll of freelancers really, and people that helped us out. We were like, why not just focus on the thing that's just making the most money? And that was email marketing. So then we basically transitioned from like Ecom and Chill to like Email and Chill. And then Ecom and Chill was like a great name, but it was also a bad name in a way because of like, I think people just related to Netflix and Chill. So we pivoted more to email marketing then, where we were doing email marketing for e-commerce brands. And then I realized, look, I want to go full in with this. So then I started email for brands on my own, right? And there was a point as well where we sold a course, and that's what I'm going to be posting on this YouTube channel. And that's why I've kind of made this video, because I want to talk about that. Is like, we sold a course where we literally walked through everything on how to create a brand, right? And that's why it's important for me to kind of give this context, because it's like, you know, we don't just have an email agency. Yes, that's my main focus right now, but we have a lot of experience in e-commerce, and I've like built so many different brands and stores, and we've had some quite good success in the past. So that's why I kind of want to make this video, to talk about that, so you have context when I post 4 hours of content around how you can build a brand if you have an audience, right? And it's actually the same process if you don't have an audience. Obviously you just want to make sure that you're profitable with brands, or with ads, sorry, rather than, you know, launching to an audience. Okay, so like I said, started a clothing brand, pivoted to drop shipping, then pivoted to do this for influencers, and then we helped influencers. The course wasn't a massive success. Like we had a bunch of people in there, but we just found like a lot of these influencers just didn't want to do it themselves. Like if you look at a lot of these different influencer-led brands, most of them have partners. Most of them have someone that is a pure operator, okay? Or they worked with a company. Like Genflow is a classic example of this. Like behind a lot of the big brands, Genflow are the ones doing it, right? Now they take a big piece of the pie, but they do a lot of the work, right? Genflow have done it for like Logan Paul, KSI. Like you just go onto their website, you can see they've worked with some of the biggest influencers, and we were basically doing the same model as them. There wasn't many other companies doing it, right? And another thing is like, I just didn't enjoy doing everything. It was just a lot, right? But when I started to do email, I really enjoyed it. Plus, like, that's something that I just love doing inside of the company. Was like, if you opted into any of our emails for Ecom and Chill, you'd receive like 3 years worth of emails, just all from like automations, flows, campaigns. Like, we used to do so much. I was just obsessed about it. I was like, oh, I actually really want to transition into this. So then we started to do email for e-commerce brands. And during that time as well, I also built and sold some digital products around email and different stuff like that. But then we went all in with the agency. So for a while, I was just kind of consulting with different brands and managing stuff myself. And then I didn't really want to build an agency again, because with Ecom and Chill, there was like so many clients, so many moving parts, so many tasks, just like always stuff having to do. And it was like this never ending cycle. And I was like, oh, I just don't want to build an agency. So I actually had no interest of, actually building an agency again, where I was just consulting and doing a little bit myself and kind of just like managing a couple of clients. I'm pretty happy at that. And then it came to like Q4 one year, a couple of years ago, and I was like, you know what, let's just go all in with this. So then we started to hire copywriters, designers, account managers, and haven't really looked back since then. So we've grown a lot year over year. And now we're at the stage where we have an amazing core team. We're doing really good, but I just wanted to try and pivot the business a little bit. And that's why now we're pivoting our offer. So we're still going to have our agency, but we're pivoting more into this hybrid offer. And this has mainly came from one of my mentors, Brian Mancata from adspend.com. I was at one of his masterminds, and he runs this hybrid offer. And Alex Hormozy talks a lot about it as well, where he recommends that businesses get agents, they pay agencies, then they get the agencies to teach them or their team how to do the service, because you save way more money over the long term and you can have a lot of control over it. So there's still going to be certain clients that we're going to, like bigger clients that we probably want to work with on an agency level, but we're just going to be more selective of who we work with. Okay. And then we have like, our goal for the agency is to become the best in the industry by striving to give the best results with the utmost efficiency and generate over $1 billion in sales. So that's our goal. And we have like this big vision, mission, and values that we're pushing for. And I'm not going to go through all of that here. If people are interested, I can go through it in a separate video. But that's what, over the next 5 years, that's kind of what I'm striving towards, is just focusing on that and making sure that we pivot and do the right things as AI comes in. So it's just kind of navigating that on top of obviously making some videos, trying to help people out and give back. Like, one thing that I really like doing is going to masterminds, speaking at my friends' masterminds. I have a lot of different friends in the game that have audiences or have programs or do events. So I really enjoy helping people and giving back, because there was a lot of people that helped me get to where I am. And it's taken time. Like, I've been doing this now over 8 years, like in the e-commerce space and agency space, and it's not easy, right? So I think it's important to like give back to people, and that's why I'm making this, just to have some sort of platform to kind of help people out. And then on top of that, I might share some personal stuff as well. There's this other video, I might actually do it, but my 2024 reflections, where I talk about what I basically learned. But I do a lot of fitness events. Last year done an Ironman 70.3, never like done even a triathlon before, and like to push and learn different things. And as you can see from the background, read a bunch of books as well. So it's like there's a lot of different ways I can take this channel, but just wanted to start by giving context to what I've done in the past and where we're pushing towards, right? So I'm going to leave that here. Pretty sure I covered everything that I wanted to. Just a really quick overview. So in the future, I might touch on more e-commerce stuff for sure, like more e-commerce and drop shipping, because we have a lot of those type of clients. I'll be touching on some agency stuff, but probably not too much. I don't think I want to talk about as much on agency here. Then I'll be talking about, more personal mindset, education stuff. And then there might be a little bit of some fitness in there, but I think it's going to be more business and mindset. But any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And if you want me to make any specific videos, please do let me know. Appreciate you watching this video. Appreciate you being subscribed or checking everything out. And I'm excited for what's to come over the next couple of months, next couple of years. Have an amazing day. Ciao.